So you've done the self-help and you've dipped into some personal development, but now you ask the question, now what? What can you do? Well, if you want to escape the apathy, step right this way. So twice a year, I teach a course called AUTONOMY. It's a 12-week personal development and training course. What people get out of it is multifaceted. There's curriculum, there's exercises, there's camaraderie, you make new friends. There's a whole lot of interesting things. We're going to hear a sample from the course right now, and let's take a look at the value these students are getting.
A lot of the coaches that I know, we all grew up in this area, so we remember what it was like. It's not nearly as bad as it was when we were kids, but there's still gang influences, plenty of that. So it's nice to be able to try and instill some values and discipline in the kids. I mean, I've only been with them like two or 3 weeks this season so far, but baseball season's coming up soon, so that should be fun.
Yeah, I think these extracurricular activities for a lot of kids, it's like it's the only thing where they get like some free will and some accomplishment and self-confidence and these sort of things built up. So it's a tough situation because I can say like Gatto noticed it in the New York City school system because he taught kids in Harlem and then he taught kids in Midtown, right? So it's like from the poor kids in underprivilegedville to the sons and daughters of the CEOs, right? And he taught them both. He's like, they both can learn anything, and can be equally brilliant. They both can, learn how to do Shakespeare and these sort of things, right? So what I noticed was in coaching the kids from Southeast DC, they had a better work ethic. They had less excuses. They tried harder. They learned faster. And I thought, what does that bring to the situation, right? Like in an equal footing, if I played my kids here from Nike with like everything's donated to them, they didn't learn how to skate until like we taught them to skate, right? Versus these kids who have learned how to skate since they were 2 years old. You know who would eat their lunch? These guys would eat their lunch because they got work ethic. They got the eye of the tiger, as they called it in Rocky, right? These other kids on the junior capitals, they're soft, they're entitled, they think they're deserving. They don't have that. Right. So like on an even playing field, if they didn't subvert a certain part of our population, it would totally topple the status quo. And I think if the status quo can only stand because you subvert certain segments of our population, then that status quo has no deserved purpose here on God's green earth. And it should go the way of the dodo. And it can't as long as they artificially, hold one group down and lift one other group up. And it's not all like that, but I will say that for the terms of this course, institutionalized racism was created outside this country, and it's still commandeered by people outside this country. There's groups of people that want us all to fight with each other based on things none of us can control. In terms of things I can make fun of you for, I can't make fun of you for, how you were born, where you were born, what colors, none of that stuff you had control over. But I can make fun of you for what you chose to wear today because that was your choice. My wife's always like, you can't make fun of that. I said, that's the only thing they could choose on today. They're an adult. They knew they put that crazy shirt on, so again, it's like the golden rule. Do you want to be held to account for something that you had no control over? So we're all born into this place. The story is ongoing. They don't tell us the truth about what's going on anytime soon. So cut everyone a break, give them the benefit of the doubt. There's very few evil people on this planet. Unfortunately, those few evil people have really loud megaphones and the rest of the people just kind of listen and nod and say, okay, we can stop that. You're never going to eradicate evil, but we can turn it down from Spinal Tap 11 down to like a 2, right? There's still going to be some ignorance, but we don't have to have it like mandatory for everyone's brain to be ignorant. We can just have like, a couple people that are ignorant and we'll call them politicians or whatever.
Everyone's doing some kind of self-help these days, and you can find a million self-help courses out there. Most other courses out there are hosting lectures, they're hosting videos, they're maybe even doing Q&As, and these are great starting points to encourage learning. But at AUTONOMY, we believe that hands-on practice is the best way to really lock in what we're learning. There's no better way to gain confidence and mastery than through action. After each lecture, we practice the concepts we've learned with other students, giving and receiving feedback in a non-judgmental environment. The result is mastery of concepts like entrepreneurship, ethical sales, and self-reliance in an environment that directly translates to the real world. Plus, you make connections with other like-minded individuals who are learning right alongside you, and you have a lifetime membership in the community. The Autonomy course with Richard Grove equips you with confidence, competence, and courage in a world filled with confusion and noise. You can learn more at getautonomy.info. We'll see you there.